Hey guys, what's up? Marcus here from Roads and Travel, and today we've got a really special review because we are in Nissan Stagea. So this is the 97 model we're in right now. It has all-wheel drive, and it's got an RB25 DET under the hood. So for a daily driver, I mean, it's a great combo. I think Rick has this for his kind of daily driver winter vehicle, and for that, I think it's perfect. Other than the straight pipe, as you can hear, for daily driving. But, I mean, it's a perfect cruiser, really comfortable. It's got the auto transmission too. I mean, whatever your preference is, I think the auto's great for a car like this. Especially with that engine. First things I noticed about the car right when I stepped in, first the exhaust, like I said, is straight piped. And second is just the size of the thing. It does feel big, but comparing this to the Subaru Legacy that I drove recently, it doesn't feel any bigger than that. Actually, it's very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if this was pretty much the same Momo steering wheel that comes standard on that Legacy. And another thing that surprises me about this car is the intake noise. Right away, right when you get on boost, there's a little boost gauge that Rick's installed down there. And as soon as you get on boost, massive intake noise. I've never been in a car with that pronounced intake noise before. It's really cool, adds to the experience. And I mean, no matter what car you have, it's all about the overall feeling you get when you're behind the wheel and the overall experience. Now, coming from the MR2, you get the turbo spool right behind you. You don't get any intake noise in that car, but in this you get intake noise, you get exhaust noise, and you get a really comfortable ride, which is a lot of fun. When I do a review, I try to get a stock car, or as stock as possible, right? Modified cars are cool, but there's really only so many quirks and little things about the car that could be different from stock, and I don't want to judge a car based on what the owner's done to it. So, other than the straight pipe and other than the wheels and suspension, this thing's pretty much stock. So, super loud, right at $5,000. So right off the bat, this, if you don't know much about the Stagea, which I didn't before coming out on the shoot today, but it is pretty much, this being a 97, it's pretty much based off the Skyline R33 chassis, and the engine being an RB25. That's pretty much what it's based off of, but it does have the all-wheel drive. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a GTR, kind of, but it doesn't have the RB26. You can get the Stagea with an RB26 twin turbo under the hood, but they're increasingly becoming more rare, and people modify them, and they're a little bit more expensive. But if you want an entry-level Nissan on a Skyline platform with a GTR engine, I think you can pick those up for a reasonable price if you manage to find one. Obviously, if you're in Canada, because if you're an American, sadly, you can't drive this car. In terms of power, the RB25 puts about 230 down to the ground in stock form, which this car is. And this car isn't light by any means, but in 97, and even from today's standards, it's more than enough, especially for a car like this that's meant for the longer cruises, the road trips. I mean, the back of this car is insanely huge. You could fit anything you could possibly imagine in this car. And the fact that you're driving a JDM Skyline powered wagon is just a novelty all of its own. There it goes, 4, really loud. Oh yes. Okay, there it pulls. And nice little crackle on shift too. Not too bad. It really starts to scream at the top end of the rev range. Definitely. I mean, obviously that turbo helps immensely with torque at the bottom end, which is really nice in a car like this. I feel so bad for everyone that's around here. We're probably waking them up, but it's all good. You'll have to shift in a second or so. Not bad. Not bad at all. Steering's light. but that's exactly what you would want in a car like this, but super direct, really direct actually. And it is a really long vehicle, but you do not, like, I'm not feeling the wheelbase of a long vehicle right now. I'm feeling the wheelbase of a Skyline, which realistically is what this car is. It has a really nice stance to it. I love the way this thing looks. It's got aftermarket wheels, bumpers. Love the color. Alright. Again with that intake noise. Fairly responsive too on the kickdown. That was actually surprising. In terms of reliability, so far I think Rick has had this car for just over a year and hasn't really experienced any problems with it, which is really good. I mean, people from all camps in the automotive world talk about, okay, American cars are unreliable. I've heard that before. German cars are unreliable, or Japanese cars are unreliable. Everyone says each one of those things. I've heard it all. But the reality is, it really depends, especially with used cars. It depends on your specific car that you pick up. You can have a bulletproof LS engine that'll last for years and years and years, even with modifications, or you can have a bulletproof RB engine that'll do the exact same thing. It all depends on kilometers and all that. So there's no real bias that you can put on an engine like this. It's just all a matter of being a smart shopper in the used market. If you're gonna have a JDM road trip car, this is it. This is it. I can't think of anything else that would be this suitable. If you want a turbocharged wagon, I mean, sure, there's Volvos, but I mean, from what I can tell, this is bigger inside than the Volvo. It's probably faster than the Volvo too. And let's face it, it's got a million times more style than the Volvo. It's gonna catch people's attention. Me personally, after driving this car, and for what this car is mainly used for, I would totally have the auto all day long. Especially if you're in traffic or just cruising on the highway, the auto would be absolutely perfect. It kicked down faster than I thought it would, faster than a lot of modern automatic cars that I've driven. So on this model, there is actually a center diff lock button that will help you go into, if you want to really have some fun, turn off traction control and all that stuff. And this is all-wheel drive, but being a Skyline chassis, or pretty much a Skyline R33 chassis, it's heavily rear-wheel drive bias. So I would imagine if you really want to step the tail out in this car, no, it's not my car, so I'm not going to be doing that today, YouTube commenters. But yeah, I'm sure you could have plenty of fun with this car. And if anyone sees this car going sideways down the road on a rainy day or anything like that, that would just be the most hilarious, awesome sight ever. Because you expect a 240 to drift, you expect a Skyline and all those cars to drift. You do not expect Nissan Stagea to be drifting, especially if you don't know what it is. But that's pretty much it for the review today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name's Marcus. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. Go like us on Facebook, facebook.com/roadsandtraveledshow, instagram.com/roadsandtraveled. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.